Show me I don't need no money, don't need nobody, just need your body. Show me that soul sweet like honey, don't need no talking, just need your body. Your loving on me makes me feel special. No heaven on earth if I can't be with you. Swim in your eyes so I can tell the truth. I got so high, oh I can't leave. I got your body all over my mind. I got so high, I'm off my feet. We up in the clouds with the sun in our eyes. Show me that don't need no money, don't need nobody, just need your body. Show me that soul sweet like honey, don't need no talking, just need your body. Telling me you feel fine. Never leave, never leave, never leave, never leave, never leave in your side. Wanna keep you in my life, no need to move. Whenever you here, I feel like I can't lose. Baby, I wanna ride with you, I got so high, oh I can't leave. I got your body all over my mind. So high, I'm off my feet. We up in the clouds with the sun in our eyes. Show me that don't need no money, don't need nobody, just need your body. Show me that soul sweet like honey.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the NewEraPrep Show. I'm your host, Christian Prosher. Don't know why the music ended early. That was weird. Was trying to do one little last housekeeping thing, but didn't want to keep you all waiting any longer. Hope everybody's having a great weekend. It's a Saturday night. It is 8:30 p.m. Eastern. I appreciate the fact that we're 3 minutes into the stream. There's already over 100 people watching. There are so many better things that y'all could be doing on your Saturday evening. I appreciate you for taking some time out of your night to listen to me yap. I promise it will be worth it. In case y'all didn't see the tweet earlier this afternoon, we have a loaded slate on our plate for you guys tonight. What we're going to talk about today, we're going to recap everything that went on at Florida Atlantic. Florida Atlantic's spring football game last night. This afternoon's Miami spring football game. We're going to talk about the Nico Iamaleava situation going on at Tennessee. I have some very strong feelings about it. I know you guys probably didn't read my article because nobody reads articles nowadays. Hate to break it. So we're going to talk about that. And then we are going to be joined with former Florida Atlantic forward, most recent Xavier Musketeer signee, Mr. Tre Carroll, following up his commitment to the Musks just a little bit earlier today. So that's going to be our show card for today. I'm going to try to keep things within an hour and a half because end of the day, I'm exhausted, want to be done by 10. Still got a buttload of editing to go through. But without further ado, before we get into everything, we are doing something different. Was talking with him a little bit about this earlier. I got the green light on this. Nobody knows this unless you are one of the 130 people currently watching the stream. Breaking news. Spanish Rivers class of 2027 four-star quarterback Champ Smith has just received an official offer from the University of Minnesota following an unofficial visit to the Golden Gophers this afternoon. Wanted to give Champ a quick little shout out. Kid's an absolute baller, friend of the New Era Prep Show. Had him on a couple weeks ago. Champ told me, hey, just got the O. And I said, how about we break it on the show? And he said, sounds good. So you'll be seeing a tweet and an Instagram post going up in momentarily. Show love to him because kid's an absolute stud. Great kid, great family. Wanted to give him a shout. Trenton Breeze, Christian Proscia, Trenton Breeze. Go follow my boy. Absolute stud. Love this kid. Does amazing work for Canes Insight. Going to give you your shout because you just gave me mine. Before we get talking about spring football, ladies and gentlemen, I got to preface everything by saying spring football is not indicative of what's to come for the season the overwhelming majority of times. FAU head coach Zach Kitley said it great last night. 2021 at Western Kentucky's spring game when he was out there as the offensive coordinator. A certain somebody known as Bailey Zappi threw 4 interceptions during the spring game. 3 months later, he'd go on to lead the country in passing and break Joe Burrow's passing yards and passing touchdowns records. So, like I said, there was a lot of time from today, April 12th, to September, which is the first weekend of games. So please keep that in mind. Spring games also, you are probably seeing about 1% of a playbook. I'm going to be honest, it is the most watered down parts of playbooks. You're seeing at Miami today, we saw checkdowns, halfback dive, and short RPOs. They were not testing a lot of things deep. We are going to talk about that. I promise you, at FAU yesterday, they circulated the same 15 to 20 plays over and over again. It was literally the exact same thing every couple drives. If you were really paying attention, you knew that. But let's talk about Owls spring ball first, because I know the FAU people want me to talk about FAU, so we're going to talk about the hometown team. Big positives from the QB room throughout the day yesterday. All 3 quarterbacks, Caden Velkamp, Kason Wiseman, and Jordan Magwood, who are the projected 1, 2, 3 progression on the depth chart, looked incredible. Very happy with how all 3 of those guys looked and how they rotated with the 1s, the 2s, and the 3s. Everybody looked good. Really happy with Jordan Magwood, especially as a freshman coming in early and rolling. I personally have seen a lot of growth in his game from what his high school huddle film showed versus what he showed yesterday. So I do want to give a big shout to Jordan Magwood, absolute dog. He's a guy who I think will be the starter for the Owls within the next 2 years. Absolute incredible kid, great family. Whole family was out there yesterday. He looked good. He did not have a passing touchdown, had a rushing touchdown. Jordan looked incredible. Caden Velkamp was a guy who he's the projected QB1 for the Owls. 6'5" quarterback out of Western Kentucky. He's looked incredible throughout all of spring ball. I personally wanted to see him showcase the arm yesterday. In a perfect world, I thought Velkamp was going to open up spring ball by launching a pill 45 yards in the air for a touchdown. That's what the content creator and me wanted to see. However, I completely understand why we did not do that. But Caden looked incredible, showed off the dual threat ability. Being a guy of his size, moving the way that he does is pretty impressive. Thought the arm looked good. One of his biggest things that he wanted to work on, that he said he wanted to work on throughout spring ball, was his footwork. His footwork looked incredible, especially in the pocket. Really good climbs, really good drops, really good in pressure. Got out of a couple sacks. Got to remember it's two-hand touch. You're not supposed to touch the quarterback. Most you can do is two-hand touch. If you suplex your quarterback, you're probably not making it on the roster. Hate to break it to you, any defensive linemen and linebackers. But Caden Velkamp looked very good yesterday. I'm very happy with his game. Connection with his former Western Kentucky roommate and best friend, Easton Mester, was as good as ever. They connected for 2 touchdowns yesterday, one being quick RPO turned to a 65-yard yak touchdown. Easton looked great. Best part that I do want to highlight is their connection off the field because, yeah, we know that these guys are going to be good and they're going to tear up the American. But the way that they were supporting each other yesterday was awesome. Like in post-game media, Easton comes up. Easton comes up to the stand and he's giving his little intro. I look behind me and Caden's sitting behind me like a proud dad, just videoing him. That was really funny to see. Wanted to bring that up. They're dynamic. They are a fun group of people. Completely agree with this. If you hit your quarterback, just start chopping the feet and get ready to learn track meet. Just thought that was funny. Another freshman I do want to shout out is Michael Clixeet, freshman wide receiver out of Dr. Phillips. Looked awesome yesterday, scored a receiving touchdown, had a couple nice catches. Michael looked really good. Caleb Coombs had a good day. Dom Henry had a good day. Jabari Smith had a good day. All in all, FAU's wide receiver room, top to bottom, looked very good. Running backs did their thing. I thought both Jermani Sands and Xavier Terrell had good days rushing. I'm really excited to see both of them being included in the receiving game. I love Terrell in the receiving game. I think he's an incredible receiving back. I've said that for a year and a half now. He's just been slowly moving his way up the depth chart, both him and the Sandman. So really happy with how they looked. Want to give a shout out to a guy who's a little lower on the depth chart, Joshua Harriet, nephew of St. Thomas Aquinas head coach, Coach Roger Harriet. Wanted to give him a shout out. Thought he had a couple nice rushes as well. Defensively, front seven, there was a lot of rotation in the front seven. So I really want to take a moment and shout out the secondary. Two-sport athlete Kyle Boylston did his thing, ladies and gentlemen. Instead of going to a baseball game yesterday, because FAU had a baseball game on campus yesterday. Very loaded slate for FAU athletics yesterday, by the way. Spring game, FAU baseball, FAU softball, tennis, and beach volleyball all at home. Shout out to the athletics creative department who was running all over campus yesterday. But Kyle Boylston, star for the football and the baseball team, looked great on the gridiron yesterday. 2 pass breakups, fumble recovery, and a pick to end the game during red zone drill. All in all, great game for Kyle Boylston, who is an avid Tyrann Mathieu highlight reel watcher. Apparently a Tavon Austin highlight reel watcher because he's a man of culture. But yeah, wanted to give a little shout out to Robbie and Drew for that one. I know been receiving some hate from them over the past couple hours. I know I'm going to get a fun text about my choice of questions in press conferences. Y'all know I'm not a capital J journalist by any means necessary. I ask the fun questions. Robbie can ask the hard-hitting ones, and Drew will ask the avid ball knowledge ones. So I'm simply the jokes of the operation. 2 other guys in the secondary that did incredible were Cam Goggins and Mike Wright, who both had PBUs on the day. True freshmen Damon Allen, Zion Perrette, and Robert Lee, who are all early enrollees, also had very good days. To the question about when is Tre coming on in 15 minutes, stay tuned. He will be on the show. He's not ducking the smoke. He better not, at least. I would be very upsetty spaghetti if Tre ducks on the interview, but he won't. He's my guy. So yeah, that's basically everything I have out of Florida Atlantic. One last thing I do want to say is shout out to the community of Boca Raton and South Florida as a whole for pulling up to this. According to a very reliable source of Ken Levica, this was the most packed spring game he has personally attended or been a part of in the past 19 years of being affiliated with Florida Atlantic football. So shout out to everybody for coming and supporting the hometown team. That was awesome to see. Everywhere I looked in the stands, there was people in the stands. I'm going to be honest, way too many people knew me. I was getting my name yelled from the stands way too many times. That was a little weird. Y'all know I don't like that personally. But as far as recruiting goes, there was many top-tier recruits who are on FAU's big boards that were in attendance. So it's good to see that the future of this program is getting their first little look as far as what the future of Florida Atlantic football is, the standard that Kit is setting, and the fact that this is going to be a very fun team to be a part of. Last little shout out I do want to give to Coach Kitley. I am so excited to cover your football team this season. Once again, I know we just scratched the surface of what this team has potential-wise, especially from a playbook standing. I know really scratched the surface on what we have in store. I know the brand of football that we're going to be having, and I'm really excited to cover it. Coach, thank you for allowing me to be at all the spring practices. Thank you for letting me be a good part of spring ball as a whole. And then thank you for everything that you're doing for this program and for the community. Very vocal as far as a lot of issues in our community. High school football coaches in South Florida or in the state of Florida do not get paid what they should be getting. You put out a public address the other day saying pay the coaches what they're worth. So everything that you have done since getting on campus a couple months ago, thank you. We appreciate you. And once again, I am so excited to cover your football team this season. As for Miami, I do want to break this down. Once again, do not think of this as overreactions. Don't take everything I say as immediate word of God. Take everything with a grain of salt. It is a spring game. They played They played 2 real quarters and running clock second half. Do not overreact by any means necessary. Offensively, schematically, things were definitely watered down. What I mean by that is there was a lot of fundamental football being played. I'm trying to think of the right way to say this. A lot of halfback dive, halfback sweep, typical Madden plays, stuff like that. Like, we weren't getting the meat and potatoes. With that being said, there was a lot of guys inactive for this game. Obviously, Carson Beck, projected QB1, please be QB1 based off of what I'm going to say in a minute. QB1 was inactive. He is supposed to start throwing on Monday per Cristobal. As far as other things, Joshua Moore, JoJo Trader, 2 wide receivers that have potential to be starting guys on the X and the Y. They were inactive today. No Elijah Lofton in the tight end room. Very limited days from the guys in the front 7, Ruben Bain, Wesley Bassant, Akeem Mesidor. We know what they could do. They didn't really need to play. They were rotational at best. I personally didn't even see Ruben Bain on the field. Apparently he was. With that being said, I really wasn't looking too deep into the trenches, especially after not seeing a lot. My biggest positive takeaway out of Miami today is the legend that is going to be Malachi Tony. This kid is incredible. I love watching Malachi Tony play football. This kid is outstanding young man, first off. Great kid. Have had the pleasure of working with him for the past couple of years. I've known what Malachi Tony can bring to a college team. Y'all just got the first little snippet of it. I counted 7 catches on the day. Definitely had over, I'll give you over 50 for sure, closer to 70 yards. Stats were not recorded, so I can't pull up anything. I'm doing mental math. And 2 confirmed touchdowns. Mally looked incredible. He was the big sparks. When I say explosive plays, primarily they were Malachi Tony. This kid is incredible. I'm really excited to watch this kid play football. He is so good. For the running backs, Jordan Lyle had himself a day. Strong performance from Marky Fletcher. But Gerard Pringle, early enrollee from Armwood, he's incredible. He had a lot of explosive runs. He was moving. He was shifty. He was juking people out of their shoes today. Gerard Pringle had himself an incredible day. Like I said, there was a rotational front seven. Also, very good day from Ray Joseph. Did not want to let that just fly under the radar. I had to circle back. Solid day from Ray Joseph. Had a touchdown. Couple nice plays. He's a guy who I hope will be that veteran leadership for this squad, especially in a very young receiver room. But yeah, rotational front seven and trench work as a whole. Like I said, limited Ruben Bain, Wesley Bissaint, Akeem Mesidor. Saw a little bit of SJ. Really liked what I saw out of SJ on the offensive line. I'm sorry, I'm not going to try to pronounce his last name because it is a lot. CC Maui Noah did his thing. As always, very good day from those guys, especially. Little concerns from the centers. I counted 3 snaps that went over QB heads, or just muffed snaps as a whole. One of them straight up sailed over Emory Williams' head, and it was very early into the showing. So, do want to unfortunately have to highlight that. As for the secondary, didn't allow any explosive plays, really outside of a couple Malachi Tony doing Malachi Tony things. Amari Wallace with an interception. There was 3 interceptions, 3 consecutive interceptions. We're going to circle back to that in a second. 3 consecutive interceptions in a 5-play span. That was really interesting to see. And then I thought, and names are blanking on me. I thought our good friend from Wisconsin himself had himself a very good day. Really happy that he is a Miami Hurricane as opposed to a Wisconsin Badger. Lock down CJ Daniels all day. CJ Daniels really didn't have that big of a performance today because Xavier Lucas was locking him down. Name came back to me. So I really like that battle on the outside of Lucas, who has freakishly long arms, and CJ Daniels. I think that is a good iron sharpens iron type of relationship that we'll be seeing because I think Daniels and Lucas both have the opportunity to be top 5 guys in the conference at their respective positions. Last positive I have is especially about the secondary of I didn't hear Blair today. Y'all know what that word means, especially down in the crib. I didn't hear it. So offensively, there were definitely a little bit of watered down offense, like I said, but at the same time, yay, our secondary doesn't suck. I'm gonna call it like it is. We all saw Miami's defense last year. We know we wish we could get that Syracuse game back. Unfortunately, that was not a fun game to be Miami Hurricanes fan for. We got pieced the hell apart by Kyle McCord. Miami's defense is not going to be the reason that holds them back this year. That is something that everybody on the coaching staff has been very, very vocal about is if things don't go our way, on paper, it is not because of the defense. So something that I like is the preaching of positionless defense. You see a guy like Wesley Bissaint, who first day of spring ball said that he could be playing as a Mike, could be playing as a Will, could be playing as a nickel if they needed, could be coming over top or coming off the edge. Like that's what's being preached out at Miami is athlete, not position. So that's something that I like. I do have to address the elephant in the room of I don't know what's going on with this quarterback room. Like I said, Carson Beck is coming back from basically having Tommy John surgery. He gets an exemption for anything that is said because we literally do not have a sample size of him in months. Obviously, I wish dude didn't get hurt, but I'm not a doctor. I can't stop injuries. I'm not God himself. So yeah, Carson Beck, road to recovery, is doing well so far. Should be starting to stretch and toss next week. I did not like what I saw from Judd Anderson or Emory Williams today. I thought early on there was definitely a lot of RPOs and checkdowns. Like I said, I'm going to keep saying it, but it wasn't anything that wowed me. And that's what I thought early on in the game is it was just quick hit, quick hit, quick hit. And then things kind of it turned into a pick party at one time. Like there was stupid arm punts being thrown. There was bad reads. And I'm like, what is going on? But so that from a guy like Emory Williams, I do not want to dog him because I think he's a good kid. But the Emory Williams that we saw in that Florida State game 2 years ago, where almost killed that 13-0 season for the Florida State Seminoles. Like that unbeaten was almost beaten at one point. If dude didn't go down, I don't think that like that FSU team would be considered as good as it was, and that was a damn good FSU team. So, with that being said, Emory then to Emory at the Pop-Tarts Bowl, completely different guy. And I hate to say it like that, but we watched both games. We know what I'm talking about. There was like a lot of mistakes where as a quarterback who is developing behind some good quarterbacks, I use that lightly when I have to bring up Tyler Van Dyke. End of the day, he's a starting quarterback at a Division I FBS program, so obviously he has to be decent. But Tyler Van Dyke, Cam Ward, like, once again, grain of salt, Ja'Cory Brown, like he's learning, like he is developed with some good QBs, and then having Shannon Dawson in his ears, great guys to be learning from. And it just feels like it's been regression. So that's kind of my gripe with Emory. Like I don't want to say gripe because once again, but I'm just going to call it like it is. Was very happy with Luke Nickel today. I thought Luke Nickel was easily the best quarterback on the field today. I thought Luke had an incredible afternoon, and I am really excited to see what the future of Miami's quarterback room looks like over the next couple of years. I'm going to be honest. If I had to depth chart it, I would go Carson Beck, Luke Nickel, Emory Williams. And then at this point, if we have to go any further down, Malachi Tony needs to come in at quarterback. Judd Anderson should not see the field. I'm going to call it like it is. At this point, if you are now 3 quarterbacks down, the season is over. Put Mally in. Mally would then be the most dynamic guy. But the future of this room is bright, and very bright in my opinion, with Luke Nickel, Darion Coleman. Darion Coleman is locked in with Miami. If he could sign a letter of intent tomorrow, he would. So I definitely think those guys are the future of this program. The fact that Darion is getting so many Cam Ward comps already as a 17-year-old is insane. So I think that both of those guys are the future of this program. Very excited for when Darion gets on campus. Really excited for the development of Luke Nickel. But we are going to take a quick little commercial break. I'm going to get everything set up. Man of the hour, Mr. Tre Carroll is coming on the stream momentarily. I'm going to send things over a little early. That way he can hop in. I can set the scene, and y'all get ready for a banger. So stay tuned on that. I will see you in a couple minutes.
Show me I don't need no money, don't need nobody, just need your body. Show me that soul sweet like honey, don't need no talking, just need your body. Your loving on me makes me feel special. No heaven on earth if I can't be with you. Swim in your eyes so I can tell the truth. I got so high, oh I can't leave. I got your body all over my mind. I got so high, I'm off my feet. We up in the clouds with the sun in our eyes. Show me that don't need no money, don't need nobody, just need your body.
There we go. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the New Era Prep Show. I'm your host, Christian Proscia. I'm joined with my co-host, who I don't really want to call him that anymore. He just roasted my music choices. Mr. Tre Carroll, former FAU Owl, the newest Xavier Musketeer. Trey, how are you doing, my friend? It is so good to see you.
That's good to see you too, buddy. I'm great. Just great.
So, you had a fun weekend this weekend. Obviously,
Mm-hmm.
taking a little trip out to Cincy.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that visit. How did you enjoy your trip to Xavier this weekend?
I enjoyed it a lot. Obviously, the atmosphere was amazing. It was a little cold up there, but it my I'm still recovering from everything that I've seen. It was a great place to be. You know, the arena is something I've never seen before. Honestly, the practice gyms, the weight room, the arena. You know, I can't wait to play in front of ten thousands of fans. Probably one of my favorite things was the cold and hot tub that they got in the training room. And the training room was huge. The locker room was huge. You know, it was, and I was treated with so much love, and it felt good to be at a place where I could call home. And the coaching staff was great with me and my family. You know, it treated us really good. And obviously, you know, I felt really good about the decision. You know, we prayed about it yesterday before I made up my mind today, and you know, I made a password with the Lord, and so did my wife, and both passwords were said. And this is how we knew this was the place to be.
Dude, that's awesome. I obviously, we've known each other for a while. I'm so happy for you and the fam to be able to make this move. I'm so fired up for you guys. But growing up in Florida, literally your whole life, going to FAU, being having the second to best hair on campus outside of yours truly.
Stop
Now,
it!
I said what I said. Um,
Stop
n-
it!
Going up to Ohio for a
Hmm.
weekend, what was the biggest difference like between South Florida and Cincinnati?
The cold.
What
I mean,
what was the weather out there?
it was like 40 something degrees. But honestly, I'll adapt and I'll get used to it. But I'm not going to be outside all the time. I'm going to be in the arena. Or I'm going to be at home because I'm a homebody, and you know I'm a hard worker. So I'm going to be at the gym like 2 to 3 times a day, and then go home and just chill. But honestly, being in Florida my whole life, being used to the heat, you know, getting comfortable. You know, I think that's what uh, people talk a lot about, is getting comfortable and complacent. And honestly, I want to challenge myself. And you know, I knew it was time for me to try something different in life and in my basketball career, because you know I loved FAU. Like, FAU means everything to me. Obviously, I've been there for 4 years. You know, the people call me their Aquaman, and I loved engaging with the fans and just the atmosphere inside the borough. But honestly, for me, it was time to move on. You know, for a new journey, and I feel like Xavier is going to give me the best chance possible to provide for my wife and I. And I think that they're going to help me reach my goals and the team's goals, and then my goals after Xavier, because I want to get to the NBA, and I think I have the best chance to get there with this coaching staff.
Yeah, dude, I completely agree, especially with the trying new things. So first off is try to appreciate good music when you hear it.
That was not good music.
Dude, that song is a vibe. That is a late night vibe song. But that's one that you and wifey will be listening to while you're driving around Cincy.
It will not. I promise you that.
By the way, formal apology to all the Xavier faithful. I put Cincy with an I, not a Y. On Twitter, I got cooked on that the other day, so I am giving a formal apology. X is up. Um, but let's talk about your interactions with Coach Patino and the staff. Obviously, him coming in this offseason, he's moving fast.
Hmm.
This Xavier staff is moving fast as far as they're getting really active in the portal. You know the guys that Xavier wants in the portal. Basically as soon as they hit the portal. Like
Yep.
there's automatic crystal balls. But what would you say off of the past couple interactions you've had with him? Describe Richard Pitino as a coach and as a person.
Well, honestly, as a coach, I don't know yet. Like, obviously, I know like winning seasons, freaking, coaches of the year, back to back NCAA tournaments. Won 77 games in the past 4 years. Like, obviously, he's a terrific coach, and I can't wait to play under him and just learn the game from him. But honestly, as a person, he's amazing. Like, you really just get to sit down and talk with him like outside of basketball. He's a real cool guy, and I feel like with him, out of like all the staffs I've been with, he's been the easiest to talk to and like most engaging to talk to. Honestly, it's like uphold a conversation, kind of, and like, and he's probably been the most persistent out of like, obviously he's been the most persistent to try and get me to come to Xavier on official visit to have me sign and like really treat me like a priority. And like I appreciate that a lot. And like he's a straight up and blunt person. Like he's gonna be straight up honest with you. Like, and that's what I love. Like I don't like to hear like promises. You know what I mean? I love to hear the up and honest truth. And he gives you that like up and straight away. And he told me what he's gonna need from me, and I'm gonna give it to him. And I'm ready to run through a wall for him and the rest of the coaching staff and the rest for Xavier Nation.
I'm ready to run through a wall for Xavier Nation too right now. I'm gonna be honest, but like I said,
Hold on. To answer X basketball, can you ask if he will be engaged with the fans and how he thinks? Yes, I will be engaging with the fans. Yes, I will engage with the fans. There will never be a more person that engages with the fans than me. I promise you that.
I completely agree. As far as like we talked about, he has been attacking the portal, and one of the biggest needs has been big men. Bringing in you, Anthony Robinson, sorry, from Virginia, and Pop Ndaya from his last stop at UNLV. All of the three of you guys are a veteran group of bigs. That front court is looking dangerous, especially you. You're going to be coming off as a wing, like a 4-3 kind of guy.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about how, like, he's kind of talked about the roles that are going to be set so far.
Yeah, so obviously I'm gonna be the senior, like leading the locker room, and like really just trying to show like what it takes to actually win, and like because I've been in it, I lived it, and it's hard. Like it takes a bunch of hard work. It takes everybody on the team. It doesn't matter if you're the number one player in the nation or the 60 or the last person in the nation or unranked. It takes everybody. Don't matter if you're a starter, bench warmer, walk on. It takes everybody in that locker room to make dreams come reality. And honestly, I think it's going to be really dangerous because I've played the five my recent years, and I think everybody knows I am not a five. Like I'm a wing, and I know me and Coach Patino are going to attack this, and I'm gonna be at the wing this year, and I think just having like a 6'10", 7-foot center that can jump out of the gym, ready to catch lobs, and he can move. I think that's going to be very scary for us next year. Like I'm excited to get to work with these boys and like meet them and like learn their tendencies and like what they like to do. Like on pick and rolls, you like to pick and pop. You know what I mean? Because I think Xavier, we got a real good chance to do something special next year. And obviously, I'm not going to promise anything. Like say we're going to win this. I want to win. I know the rest of this group of guys want to win, and I'm just super excited to get to work in the coming months.
And then, with that being said, especially on a leadership standpoint, like you said, you are the unk of the locker room. You are Uncle Tre in the locker room. Yep. And you are the veteran leader who, despite not being on the floor for our run, you have that March experience. You've seen the highest levels of this game
Mm-hmm.
at the collegiate level. Is that almost like a calming presence that you like when talking with Coach Patino and the staff? Is that almost something that like really sells you even more to them as far as he's been here, he knows how to motivate a group of guys to help get here?
Yeah, I think no matter what, how far you go into March, I think there's always going to be jitters. But I feel like the more, because you're in March, like it's college basketball, like this is where everybody wants to be. Like you're playing for the national championship, so I feel like there's going to be always going to be jitters there, no matter what. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like for me personally and Coach Patino, it's going to be a little easier to like get settled in, because we've been through it, we lived through it, and I know what he wants, he knows what I want, and I know what the rest of these group of guys want, and I'm just excited to like I said, get working because we got one common goal, and that's to win 3 championships: the regular season championship, conference championship, and the national championship. And once again, I'm not going to promise anything, but those will be the expectations.
Dude, I'm still fired up right now. I'm gonna be. We were talking about the athletes that are on this roster. Obviously, you got a 7-footer that can jump out the gym, but you, my friend, you throw down some pretty electric dunks every now and again. You have that in your game. You have, in my opinion, the best interior offensive ability of dude. That spin and lay that you do works every time. And then you have a nice little floater. But
Nine
from,
for
it's all right. From your professional opinion, what would you say is the biggest strength of your game, offensively, defensively? What do you want the Xavier fan base to know about you as a player?
I feel like no matter what, they gonna get a dog out of me. Like offensively, I bring a lot of spacing to the floor. I can shoot the ball, I can get to the rim, I can get to the free throw line, I can jump. So, and I like to say I'm athletic. I feel like I got sneaky balance because I don't always show it. Like I tend to use to like just do a layup because 2 points is 2 points. But hey, when I need to dunk the ball, I dunk the ball. Defensively, I can shot block. I can guard any position 1 through 5. Uh, I bring a ton of energy. Like I said, Xavier Nation, I'm gonna be the most energetic guy you got, and to me, I think you guys should hold me accountable to that. Like anytime you don't see me energetic on the court, let me know, right? And I'll turn it up. But I'm gonna be the most energetic guy y'all have, and I'm really excited to get started. Like I said,
And then with that energy, every FAU fan knows that any fan that has stepped into this gym, any player that stepped into this gym knows that Tre Carroll brings the boom. As far as we called you the maestro of the alley. You were the guy that was getting this gym so hyped. FAU, smaller gym with that crowd noise, it turns into a stadium pulse type environment. You're the one bringing the energy. You're hyping up the crowd. You're making sure that place is loud always. That standard I know is going to be the same out at Xavier. So, what are some things that you're excited to bring to that gym?
I'm excited to bring my whole personality to that gym. You know what I mean? Like you call me the maestro of the Ellie, I'm about to be the maestro of the Xavier basketball. But no, on a real note, like I'm an energy guy. Like I try to just feed people good energy all the time. And great energy is contagious, and so is bad energy. So if I can like just get good energy contagious all around to start the game, then that's what I'm gonna do. Because that also helps the fans, and loud fans means more energy for us. That means the other team is gonna have a hard time calling their plays and like having a hard time settling down while we're jump pumping, ready to go, ready to hit the floor, hits ready to hit someone else. Um, but these past like 4 years, obviously, I've been an energy guy. I took a step up or a big step up this past year, like showing people that, like what I'm capable of. And I already had the energy factor, so I feel like that just helped me even more. But yeah, it's Xavier should be they should be prepared. Like y'all getting everything out of me. I promise you. I'm gonna work my hardest this off season, and I plan on we plan on doing some great things this year. I know that for a fact.
And I completely agree with what you mean as far as your game's development has been incredible. Just over the past couple of years, you've grown more and more comfortable on the court. Obviously, winning AAC's most improved player is a very nice accolade to receive. But especially in a day and age of where it's a system isn't working, I'm not getting immediate looks, I'm hitting the portal. That is honestly the new normal of college sports. I'm not a fan of that personally. When everybody else was after Dusty left for Michigan, everybody started to go their own way. The Beach Boys, they split up. You were you were the guy who you and your wife were like, we are staying loyal to FAU. We're coming back next year. Let's have a year. You bet on yourself. You bet on Coach Jacobs, and then in return, you had an incredible season, moving your way up from rotational to starting to being the highest point scorer in most games. So, can we talk about how you personally growth is definitely a big part of your mindset of where you're always trying to get better?
Yeah, so this offseason, like this past offseason, was probably the hardest offseason I've ever worked. And, I just wanted a chance to prove everybody like what I'm capable of on the basketball court. And obviously I feel like I did that, but I feel like there's just so much more I can like show people and like what I can really do. But that doesn't matter if you're not winning. So like I want to win just as much as I want to show people what I can do. And winning is the important part. And I changed the way I eat. I changed the way I work out. I changed the way how I like see things a little bit. And I got my one opportunity against FIU. I had a career high, and I never slowed down. It didn't like stop there. So I got another opportunity, another opportunity, and you got to make the most of these opportunities. And that's what I feel like I did, and that's why I'm in this position now where I can go to Xavier and play in the Cintas Center and play on one of the biggest stages of college basketball, being in the Big East. And Big East, UConn, they won back-to-back championships. So this is a tough competitive league. We got UConn, St. John's, Providence, DePaul, great teams. I'm pretty sure Georgetown too. I'm still learning teams, but this is a great league to be in. I'm in this position because of the hard work and opportunity that I took advantage of. And I just really want to win with Coach Pitino and the rest of Xavier basketball. And I want to bring home some trophies back to the Cintas Center in front of the amazing fans that I know we got, because I seen a clip of it and I was just blown away. And I've never played in front of 10,000 people like at a home gym. The Burr only fills 2,000 to 3,000, I think. The Cintas Center says 10,000 plus. Like I'm excited for that.
And then I do want to talk because the way that college sports operates it has drastically changed from back when you were in high school to today. How would you say that personally your college search has grown, matured, whatever the right word that you want to think is, from when you were 17, 18 years old, picking a school, coming out of high school versus coming through those program, learning what it means to be a college basketball player, and then you hit the portal again. And what were some of the things that you looked for back then versus now, and how did that search really grow?
Yes. So I honestly, when I was like 16, 17, I think I was 16 when I got my first offer. I just wanted a chance to I wanted to play right away. You know what I mean? I wasn't the hardest worker at the time. I worked, don't get me wrong, but I wasn't the hardest worker, if that makes sense. I had the talent. I just wasn't thank God I had the talent, you know what I mean? Touch, everything. I had the talent. I just wasn't the hardest worker at the time. I worked, but I wasn't the hardest worker. I could have gotten in the gym more. But, I had a rude awakening once I got to college. I really found out what it takes to be a Division I athlete. I had some, in my opinion, I had a tough couple first 2 years, in my opinion. I went from being one of the best players in Florida and winning a lot of awards in high school to redshirting my first year and to playing 4 minutes a game the next year, you know what I mean? The Final Four year. And then obviously I saw some action last year. I saw when G got hurt, I saw a little bit more action, probably 10 to maybe 13 minutes a game, but that was really it. But honestly, this past year was like, the breakout year. But if you look at it, I'm improving each year. And honestly, it's just because I've worked harder and harder and harder. And that's really just the difference is like I'm more mature. I work way harder. I'm more attention to detail in my craft. I don't like to cut corners. Um, I wanted to like get to the NBA as soon as possible, but obviously I'm in my 5th year, and like this is my last chance to like do something after I'm done playing college basketball. And for my final year, I wanted to go somewhere where the staff will pour their all into me, um, help me become like the best me on the court, but also the best me off the court, and help me become a better man. Because I only not want to win at this level. I want to win at the highest level, and that's the NBA. I want to be an NBA champion. I don't only want to get to the NBA. I want to stay in the NBA, and hopefully, I want to retire. I don't want to play till I'm like 36, 37. I want to be done with basketball like 34, 33. You know what I mean? But that's not going to get done if I don't work hard. So I got a lot to drive me right now, and I'm going to have a lot to drive me throughout the whole entire season, and after that, because I'm hungry. I haven't won a national chip yet, and that's what I want. And so I know that's what Coach Patino wants. I know that's what Coach AK, Coach D, everybody with the Xavier staff, and the rest of the group. I can't wait to meet those guys. Meet the rest of the players because amazing staff, great guys. Like Xavier Nation, y'all gonna love them. And I'm like I already said, I'm ready to run through a brick wall through these guys, and I can't wait to get to work in June. Obviously, I'm putting a lot of work before I get there, but I'm just super excited to like actually like get started with them. Like I'm hyped.
Once again, I'm hyped too, my boy. But when you look at this Big East, there are so many good teams in this conference. We talked about it earlier. UConn, Creighton, Marquette, Villanova, St. John's. Can't forget about the Johnnies. Papa Coach Patino would get a little mad at that. But there are so many good teams in this conference. Xavier being one of them. I don't care. Xavier's a blue blood. They are a historically good program.
Mm-hmm.
So with that being said, when you look at this stacked ass conference, who's the team that you're most excited to play against? If you close your eyes and you're envisioning a home game versus
St. John's and UConn. And if we're talking about non-conference, Cincinnati.
Did they talk about that?
I don't like
you don't like Cincy?
I don't like them.
Is there anything stemming from before, or is it literally just I've been a Xavier Musketeer for 6 hours and
I've been a Xavier Musketeer since like 12 o'clock. I do not like them.
Boom. We had Vlad who didn't even know about the Michigan State rivalry.
I saw a hype video about the rivalry yesterday, and I don't like them. Do not like them.
Bearcats down, Musk's up always.
But those are the 3 games I'm probably most excited for is Cincinnati, and we got Cincinnati at home too, so I'm hyped. St. Johnny's. I don't know. I think we play them at. I don't know. But St. Johnny's, UConn, because of UConn's historical program, back-to-back championships. Don Hurt, the coach. Hopefully, I don't know if he's going to the Nuggets or not, but we'll see. And yes, Cincinnati.
Boom. And by the way, I think I should formally cash in the what game do you want to go to for the Johnny's game? I just want to get that in your brain now.
Yeah, just let me know.
I got you. Final question. This is the one that is on everybody's mind right now.
Uh-oh.
All of the Xavier faithful have this question. Have you had Skyline Chili yet?
Y'all don't understand how many times I've been asked that question on Twitter. And what is with what was the golf thing? Like I want to reply sometimes on Twitter. I keep like seeing it, like the golf thing. I don't know, like golf, and then
right. I did some digging. Shout out to Barstool Xavier for hitting me back on this one. Golf is apparently the biggest frat party of the school year, and basically there's like 9 frat houses that are going absolutely crazy, and you hit up all of them like you're shooting holes of golf. So apparently that's what golf apparently that's what golf is. So after hearing that, I'm very very upset that I wasn't up in Cincinnati with you. That would have been interesting.
We would have lost you. We would have lost you.
I wouldn't have made it to the house. But yeah, so back Skyline chili. What is your stance on
I
Skyline
haven't had
chili?
it. I don't even like chili. Xavier fans, please don't hate me. I'm not a chili person. Like, is there any other things like I'm new to the place, so y'all got to teach me some things. All right, I'm new. I'm a Florida boy. You know, I've never been up here.
Tyler.
Yesterday was my first time in Cincinnati, Ohio, ever. That was my first time ever. Never been up there before. I've been to Columbus just because of what's it called? Oh, hey, they on you. They said it's not chili.
All right, X basketball. While Trey is yapping, tell me what is in Skyline chili, because I saw it's like pasta with like beans or something on it. It's a delectable meat sausage. What has this interview turned to? It's a delectable.
God.
What is going
I
on?
will say one thing. I don't think there's a Zaxby's up there, and I'm kind of mad. But it's better for me because I don't think the nutritionists out there would be too happy with me if they found out I had Zaxby's up there.
Well, listen, you're going through this.
That's the other thing why I committed to the nutritionist. That's a big thing. I feel like that's like the number one thing I'm missing in my basketball career is the nutrition. That's the only thing I'm missing.
I was about to say you might be in your feels about no Zaxby's, but we got to feel for KG a little, dude. There is not a Chick-fil-A within a 30-minute drive of Michigan State.
Are you
Like,
serious?
yes, bro.
Oh no!
Like, I think the closest one is it. So we all know Caleb Glenn was always in the on-campus Chick-fil-A. Like, I saw him way too many times while I'm always in there. So
KG, man, KG. I'm
thoughts and
sorry,
prayers
buddy.
to KG. They better have one on campus for the guy.
I wonder if imagine we played Michigan State this year. I don't know our schedule, but imagine we played them this year.
Might need to cash in a different game.
Oh man,
that'd be a great game.
It would be. Try Dewey's Pete. Is it near the campus? How many? I will say the amount of pizza places that I've seen there yesterday was absurd. I saw at least like 20 within like a 5-mile drive near the Santos Center. I was like, why are so many pizza places?
Bro, don't diss on good pizza.
I love pizza. Pizza's one of my favorite dishes. I was just saying, I was surprised. I ain't seen that before.
About to say, so either the nutritionist is gonna love you, or you're gonna be in all them pizza places.
So don't tell. I'm gonna have to try Dewey's Pizzas one time. Right? Maybe I get a cheat meal one day. It's recording. Yeah, it is. I can't do it. Sorry.
About to say.
Sorry, can't do it. Can't do it.
But yeah, Trey, brother, I appreciate you so much for taking some time out of your day. Literally a travel day. You got off of a plane like 4 hours ago. So
yeah, I got off at I think 3 something.
Yeah, my math was kind of wrong, but FAU
education. Hey, math is hard, man.
Math is hard.
After what was it? After sophomore year of high school, I was like, math is not math anymore. I was done. Like I had this one math teacher that it was my junior year. We were doing lessons 1, 2, and 3, and she gave us a test on lesson 4, and we never went over it. I was like, what are we doing? Trey, hit me up when you come around to the Skyline.
Hit him up.
You act like I know where that's at.
He's going to show you.
I mean, hey, I'll be there around May something. Like, I go to Vegas to work out with like a 2-week period or something to train before I come to Ohio, but I got to find a place down there because, me and wifey ain't staying in no dorm. We got to get a place off campus. By the way, if you want to help me out, send townhome locations to my Instagram or my Twitter. That'll help a lot.
Yeah.
I need everyone's help because
Do not put them in the sticks. We are finding a nice, respectable location for the Carroll family to.
mostly for the wifey because,
Gotta say, because your home is the gym and,
Yep.
and the hot tub.
in the hot tub, cold tub too.
Man, it's already cold out there. You're gonna want the hot tub, especially in season.
I'm gonna need the cold tub too. But please either text me on Instagram or text me on Twitter, like townhouse location, because I need like a townhouse with a garage in it, like its own garage. Like, if y'all know anything, let me know because I'm new to the area and I know where nothing's at. So I got a lot of research to do.
Boom. Once again, do not throw them in the sticks, everybody.
Yeah,
Don't do it. But Tre, brother, I appreciate you for hopping on the stream. It's always good to chat with you, my guy. I wish you nothing but success. You know that. And
hold on, this guy's basketball. You already working wonders, buddy.
Dude, what a legend! He's giving pizza spots. He's giving home spots.
Giving pizza spots, dude. I already know you and I are gonna get along just fine next basketball.
Gotta say, he gets a follow.
Yeah, he's probably gonna get a follow later. Honestly,
there we go. But,
if you text me locations, you might just get a follow. Honestly.
But once again, as always, Owls forever, X is up.
Hey, Owls forever, but now part of the X family, baby. X family. I'm only gonna hold these up now. X family.
Go be great, brother. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir, brother. Thank you for having me.
Always. Have a good rest of your night.
You too.
That was the newest Xavier Musketeer, Mr. Tre Aquaman Carroll. Y'all can call him the Maestro. Y'all can call him Money Man Carroll. I don't make the rules. Yes, I do. It's my show. Do what I say. But Tre, you can literally just close out the browser and you're good. I see you laughing off screen. Dude, if you want to keep watching the show, we're gonna shift gears now. We're gonna talk about everything going on in good old Rocky Top. For those that don't know, Tennessee quarterback Nico Iamaleava, he's changing the NIL game, and I would not say it's in a good way. Reports coming out of Tennessee. Tre is still watching, by the way, guys. Reports coming out of Tennessee was Nico and his camp, whether it's his family, whether it's his agent, I don't know who, requested that he got a pay raise, which is all fine and dandy in the name of college sports with the new NIL rules. With that being said, Nico's request was not granted by Tennessee's NIL collective, Coach Josh Heupel, whoever in Tennessee athletics said no. And in doing so, Nico held out of practice yesterday, the day before volunteer spring ball. Reports coming out today, and a statement from Coach Heupel is Nico has been dismissed from the program. So the transfer portal opens Monday morning for spring football entries. So yeah, Nico is taking his talents to the portal. Thank you for the commentary, Tre. Obviously, this is a bad look on Nico. I don't want to dunk on the kid. I've had dealings with Nico. Great young man. Great dude. He real respectful, chill Cali dude. But with that being said, he's negotiating contracts as if he's a pro athlete and should now be opened up to being criticized by the media like a pro athlete. Five-star quarterback coming out of high school. Y'all know that the kid was legit at the high school level. Nobody can ever say that Nico was a bust coming out of high school. Like, dude was the number 4 prospect in the country. With that being said, in his redshirt freshman year, he would go on to throw 2,600 yards, and 19 touchdowns, which were ranked number 57 and 42 in college football. Of Nico's 19 touchdowns, 10 of them came in non-con schedule against Chattanooga, UTEP, Kent State, and NC State. So yes, that is 3 bottom feeder programs, that's the right word, and NC State, a very good NC State team. Of the remaining 9 touchdowns, 4 came against Vandy, who boasted a bottom of the SEC defensive numbers in basically every statistical category. So 5 touchdowns came against halfway decent teams. As Tennessee's offense throughout conference play became a one-trick, one-dimensional offense as Dylan Sampson had himself an absolute season. So they leaned on a ground attack rather than trusting your 6'6" quarterback with an absolute cannon. There was no wow factor. There was no, wow, Nico is tearing it up after playing Chattanooga. Like, outside of that game, that is like the only game of where it's, oh, damn, they look good. So long story short, Nico did not produce and was definitely not consistent. There were games, it was ugly. So he is not consistent enough or jaw-dropping enough or putting out highlights enough to be in a position to go and demand more money from a 2.2 to 2.5 annual contract to wanting a reported $4 million. So with that being said, Nico, basically you got to have the season of your life, my boy. Like, wherever you end up, you have to be putting up Heisman All-American numbers in order to even get people to begin to forget about this. On top of that, Tennessee made the right move. I stand by that. Coach Heupel, Tennessee, they made the right move by dismissing him from the program. NIL has been a slippery slope over the past couple of years since its inception in 2021. I have stood tall on the fact that I personally believe student athletes should, in fact, capitalize on a payday any chance they get. Out of the hundreds of thousands of millions of kids in the United States who pick up a football, a basketball, a pair of goggles, whatever, for the first time at a young age or in high school, out of all of those kids, 1% of them go and play Division I sports. Of that 1%, 0.1% play professionally. You have to plan to not be a professional athlete. And that is the honest truth that I preach to every kid that I coach, every kid that I cover, every kid that I work with. I love you and I wish the best for you, but you need to prepare for life after sports because that is statistically probably what's going to happen, as opposed to with the first pick in the 2025 NFL draft, the Tennessee Titans select insert name. The chances of you working a 9-to-5 are so much greater than you playing on Sundays. And that is the honest truth. So with that being said, I'm going to contradict myself a little bit by saying NIL needs regulations. It can't be as willy-nilly Michigan giving Bryce Underwood $19 million freaking dollars to flip from LSU and sign with them. They can't do that is not a sustainable thing in college sports. And who does it hurt the most? The mid-majors. Why? What's a bad mid-major? Oh, USF. USF cannot compete with Alabama in an NIL. Obviously, they are not recruiting the same kids, but just hear me out. Alabama's NIL collective, those wallets are so much deeper than USF, than Western Kentucky, than Middle Tennessee State. Your favorite mid-major cannot compete with a high major, NIL-wise. Until things get in check, the gap between high majors and mid-majors is going to continue to grow. And I'm a firm believer that Florida Atlantic basketball team will be the last Cinderella until things change. I firmly believe that. Yes, Texas with that oil money, Kenny, and I will tell them. Boom. Ignore the Hennessy behind me. But with that being said, like I said, y'all got like there needs to be changes. I don't know what. I do not have the answers. I am a 20-year-old, 21 in a couple days year old kid that takes pictures and has a podcast. By no means am I writing the checks. I'm not the donor giving part of my yearly salary to a school to get a high school kid. That is not my job. I only report the news and I am going to do it as such. I firmly do believe that yes, the athletes need to be paid. Y'all have earned that right. For the kids who literally grew up playing that sport, y'all have earned the right to cash out at some point. But end of the day, there needs to be regulations. And shout out to Tennessee for not folding. If Nico would have held out in the spring game, and then all of a sudden before Monday's transfer portal opening, Nico gets a contract extension, a raise, whatever you want to call it. Then so many more college athletes are going to go out here and they are going to start holding out for better contracts. Jeremiah Smith, Cooper Flagg. Think of any high-end college athlete who had success as a freshman and got whatever they got. I don't know the money. Got whatever you got as a true freshman, had an incredible freshman season. They're going to try to blackball the school into paying them more. By Tennessee saying, no, we don't need you. Once again, Nico threw 9 touchdowns in SEC play, 4 of which came against the worst defense in the conference. By them saying, no, we will go in a different direction. It's not me, it's you. We're breaking up. A phrase I hear frequently. But with that being like they set the standard for every other program to not give in to the athletes. The athletes do have way too much power. I don't know who in Nico's camp went to Tennessee and was like, we need a raise. We need a raise. Whatever the conversation was, and if we don't get the raise, we're holding out. I don't know who was the one that had it. I don't know if it was a parent. I don't know if it was a guardian. I don't know if it was an agent. Either which way, this honestly comes down to know who's in your circle. Know who's whispering in your ear. Sometimes the people who will hold you back the most are the same people that have the same last name as you. And I firmly believe that. Don't bite the hand that feeds you. Don't get too Hollywood. Don't get too big time. And most importantly, walk with humility. Y'all are able to know your worth. And I'm a firm believer of know your worth, but don't overstep a boundary. Know your worth, but don't be a dick about it. It's my show. I can say a bad word. Like, I'm a firm believer on that. Be proper about it. Be the person who you were raised to be. And most importantly, be careful of whose opinion you are listening to, because there are way too many people in this world who talk and talk and talk without any background knowledge on the situation. There's way too many people who give financial advice and they broke. Don't listen to them. Don't listen to people who coming into your life in the second half. If they weren't there for those days where you were in the gym all by yourself, for those early mornings, those late nights, if they weren't there for that, don't let them be there at your highs. If they weren't there when you were ready to quit, don't let them dictate your future. That's my firm belief. Most important. Don't get financial advice from broke people. Like, your financial advice from broke people should be do the opposite of them. Don't be an avid sports bettor. Get off of FanDuel. Stop subbing to the OnlyFans. I don't know. Like, I'm a firm believer on that. Don't take financial advice from broke people. Do what they did, but the opposite. And end of the day, if you are a college athlete, you are already blessed. You are truly blessed to receive an athletic scholarship from the school. the overwhelming majority of the time is, once again, Nico. You were a 5-star prospect with over 40 offers, 50 offers, whatever it may be. You could close your eyes and throw a dart at a wall with a bunch of school logos, and that wall would be filled, and that's where you could go. It's not like you were struggling to find a home. Everybody wanted you, dude. So with that being said, you had full ride, free education, room and board, free meals. Y'all get meal swipes. Dude, Tennessee football has their own dining hall. Like y'all were set up out there. So with that, like Tennessee's a bad example because they're a high major. Like really, really high major. But you get a free schooling. You get room and board. You get the meals. You get any accommodation you need, you get. Anything you need, you get. To turn around and be like, that's awesome. That's great. I appreciate the fact that I got to go and sit in English 1101 for free and get paid to do it. But now I'm sitting out of my commitment so I can make more money. Money that is not earned. You're telling me 2.2 up to 4 million for 2,600 yards, 19 touchdowns, barely inside the top 50 in touchdowns, well outside the top 50 college quarterbacks, Division I FBS college quarterbacks in passing yards. I'm sorry, it is not a right move. And I firmly believe that. But with that being said, Nico is a damn good football player. He is a damn good football player. He's going to enter that transfer portal on Monday. He will be the number one recruit in the portal. He will probably be the number one recruit throughout this entire portal cycle from the ending of the season to when it reopens. He will probably be the number one player to come through. Maybe Carson Beck edges him out by a couple points. I don't know. But Nico's going to go and hit the portal, and he's going to end up at a damn good spot. I personally think he's going to USC. USC needs a quarterback. Whoever USC has is not as good as Nico. That's a firm belief. Like, even Miller Moss. If Miller Moss didn't hit the portal this offseason, Nico would have beat Miller Moss out in a position battle. You best believe Lincoln Riley, a guy who's a historical scumbag when it comes to stuff like this, isn't going to be licking his chops at the fact of a 6'6" quarterback with a cannon who can succeed in a really good offense. And USC consistently has a Lincoln Riley offense is a good offense. So what does Tennessee do from here? They're going to roll with who they got. They're going to roll with their personnel, or they're going to pick somebody out of the portal. And what does Nico do? My crystal ball is he's going home to South Cali, and he's going to play, and he's going to be a USC Trojan, because guess what? USC will pay for him. USC probably has one of the deepest pockets as far as NIL collectives. I've seen Texas Tech get thrown around. That's another school, deep-ass pockets. They got that oil money, like Kenny said. Like, do I think he goes to actual Texas? No, Archie Manning's there. Archie Manning's not gonna allow that. He'll be in the portal next. But that 2023 QB class, high school recruiting class of Archie Manning, Nico, Dante Moore, Malachi Nelson, those 5 out of 5 stars, 4 of them have hit the portal by the end of their sophomore year of college. That is not good. Also, to be fair, very overrated quarterback class, I will say. But that's not good. Final thing I'm going to leave y'all with once again is don't let broke people give y'all money moves. Stand by it. Do not listen to broke people. Do not listen to poor people. Do not listen to drug addicts. You should try to be different. Escape the status quo. Don't be average. Don't fall into what previous generations have done. Don't fall into what other people in the community are doing. A lot of people are coming from bad environments and trying to make some things work. When you go to college, don't bring that crap with you. Leave what's at home, and don't bring them back. Unless they are positively influencing you in your decisions. Don't bring them. And once again, Don't let people attach themselves to your bandwagon when they weren't there for you day one. Last thing I got to say. But appreciate everybody. Hour and a half stream, over 600 viewers on a Saturday night at 10 o'clock at night. I appreciate every one of y'all for taking time out of your day to listen to me talk about Miami football, FAU football, what's going on in college football. And then we had a little chat with Tre Carroll about what's the best skyline chili places in the greater Cincinnati area. As always, appreciate the love and support. Thank you for listening to me. Don't know what the streaming schedule is going to be like. Have a couple gigs booked up for next week. But for New Era Prep, I'm Christian Proscia. Have an amazing rest of your night. I will see you at the next one.
Show me I don't need no money, don't need nobody, just need your body. Show me that so sweet like honey, don't need no talking, just need your body. Your loving on me makes me feel special. No heaven on earth if I can't be with you. Swim in your eyes so I can tell the truth. I got so high, oh I can't leave. I got your body all over my mind. I got so high, I'm off my feet. We up in the clouds with the sun and no